slides too, they mentioned ATM as a vehicle for deleveraging. And like that, I think will comfort a lot of investors as well. But also, I do have to say, like the ATM, I mean, I get it. Like it was painful. It's like working out, right? You have to go through pain to reach kind of gains. And like, yeah, it was painful. And I know it was only 2.9% of the daily traded volume, but it was aggressive and we got through it. And I think anyone who isn't long the stock right now is completely out of their mind. Yeah, there's a $6 to $15 billion bid in the next quarter on Bitcoin. That's literally what they said in the slideshow. And they're saying we're gonna retire the ATM, substantially. It's just like they hit all the points that we were looking for them to hit.
Welcome back to the channel. Aaron here from Bitcoin Bros. And I know Sean probably showed you guys this in the last video, but just want to look at it again. MicroStrategy, our strategy's new website, is absolutely incredible. You can see MicroStrategy at 325. It has all the data you need on here. Very open, transparent. You can see the MNAV. You can see their debt ratio compared to their market cap, compared to their Bitcoin net asset value. You get the implied volatility. Any statistics that you need to know about strategy, they're right on this website. You can see all of the outstanding convertible debt that they have. You can see MicroStrategy compared to other assets. Over the past 3 months, we're up 26%. There's been a lot of people in our comment section talking about how MicroStrategy has performed terribly in the short term. In the past 3 months, we're up 26%. Compare that to other stocks, we're beating mostly everything out there. Unless you get Tesla. Tesla did 30. MicroStrategy's up 26% in the past 3 months. In the past year, it's up 554%. But some of you guys are still complaining about the price action of MicroStrategy since December. You have to have a long-term view when investing in assets like this. If you expect MicroStrategy to be a $1 trillion market cap like we do one day, not financial advice, you have to have a long time horizon. You should be happy to get MicroStrategy at prices like this. If you know it's going to $1 trillion, you know it's going to 10x from here, you should be happy to get it at 325. Not financial advice, obviously. But yeah, the website is just absolutely beautiful. You can see a lot of different charts on here. You can see the volatility of strategy there compared to other stocks. And then also I like the purchases section here because it allows you to see exactly when MicroStrategy purchased. And there wasn't a good way to do this before, but now that you can see this really easily. And they do have a copy button here on a lot of these pages, so you can actually copy this and mess with the data yourself. This website is incredibly impressive, and we'll be showing more of this in the future as they do more Bitcoin buys. And I'm sure they'll have this updated almost live. And if we look at the most actively traded U.S. stocks here for Thursday, February 6th, you can see MicroStrategy. We did fall the top 10, but we are still getting around $4 billion of total volume for strategy. Obviously, we had the name change there. Now, it's going to take me a little bit of time to get used to that, but let me know what you guys think about the name change in the comment section below. Do you like the new strategy name? It's going to be interesting to see if they change that ticker price. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the new strategy name change that they did, the Bitcoin strategy company now. And then a little update here on FASB accounting for MicroStrategy. You can see here on January 1st, they adopted the new FASB accounting standard, which requires them to measure their Bitcoin holdings at fair value in their statement of financial position, with gains and losses from change in fair value of our Bitcoin recognized in net income each reporting period. As a result of this adoption, as of January 1st, 2025, we are required to apply a cumulative effective net increase to open balance of our retained earnings of $12.745 billion. So all this means is they'll have to have that in retained earnings. It does not affect earnings per share, but what will affect MicroStrategy's EPS going forward is how much they make on their Bitcoin quarter to quarter. So that could really help them get into the S&P 500 in the future. If Bitcoin has a good year, we can see MicroStrategy can include it in the S&P 500 because I believe you have to have 4 quarters of profitability in a row to get in the S&P 500. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that is what they'll have to be looking for. We'll dive deeper into that in other videos. And then I did a little bit of a comparison here over on Google Trends, comparing MSTR to Tesla, Amazon, and NVIDIA stock. And you can see where MSTR is right now compared to all these other stocks. It did peak up here back in November, and it got around the TSLA search volume, but we've fallen down since then. People are still talking about MSTR, but not as much as some of the other big tech companies out there. So there is a lot of room for MSTR to grow in terms of popularity. A lot of times you get caught in your bubble and you think everybody's talking about MSTR, but that's just not the case, because it would be way up here above all these other companies. But like you can see on this chart, that's just definitely not the case. And then looking at the MSTR price, we're currently sitting at 325 at close, down 3% on the day. This is MooMoo. Make sure to check them out. Up to 30 free stocks when you sign up. Pretty good brokerage. We've been using them for a while. It's basically free money if you use our affiliate link to sign up. As MLR, this is a company that is doing the MicroStrategy playbook. Not as big. They're around $50 right now, down 3% as well today. This is a company we've been keeping our eyes on. We personally think they can perform well in the future. The market cap's only $479 million. That's not financial advice though. But you can also trade SMLR on MooMoo as well. And then to get into some Bitcoin news here, we can see here that Utah just passed Chamber 1, and they are now on to Committee 2 for their Bitcoin Strategic Reserve Bill. And you can see here the vote was very close. They only had 38 yeses versus 34 no's. So I wouldn't say this one's in the bag yet, because that's a pretty close vote. So we don't know how these upcoming votes are going to go. They could definitely go the opposite way, especially since this one was so close. This is just, my personal opinion. I don't have any insight on this at all, but we could see Utah be the first state put Bitcoin on the balance sheet. We have other states that are coming down the pipeline. New states are being added every single day. I just saw Kentucky come out and say they're going to be trying to get a Bitcoin strategic reserve, and I don't even think they're on this list here yet. But you can see Utah, they are trying to acquire 12,268 Bitcoin. So that's something to watch out for. We have had a couple of states that have proposed these Bitcoin strategic reserves actually get voted down. North Dakota was one of those states, and I believe there was another state, Washington might have been it. I think they got voted down as well. But Texas, they have a huge proposal of 245,000 Bitcoin they want to put on the balance sheet. So there's a massive amount of Bitcoin out here potentially going to be bought up by these states if these bills pass. And then check out this chart here. This is actually from Scotty Pimpin. Shout out to him. But you can check out this chart here that he shared. This is altcoin season 2025. Obviously, if altcoins are going up, Bitcoin's definitely going to be going up too, and MSTR is going to be going up. But if you look here, back in February 2021, we hit a little bit of a bottom. And then February 2025, we're hitting a little bit of a bottom here. The same thing in February of 2017, we're hitting a little bit of a bottom. So if history repeats itself, we could see a great 2025, and we could go off to the races very quickly. And that would line up with the 4-year halving cycle. That would line up with the potential of a Bitcoin strategic reserve in the United States government this year. Also with maybe some of the states passing bills to buy Bitcoin. That lines up pretty well with this chart. So we could see a great year for Bitcoin. If that happens for BTC, MSTR, I think, is going to do very well. And Michael Saylor is going to buy a lot of Bitcoin if that happens. And then we can see here the Czech president signed a law removing the capital gains tax on Bitcoin after 3+ years of holding. I think this makes a lot of sense. I think you should give the long-term holders an incentive to hold your asset for a long period of time. And this is what Czech's president is doing. He's obviously believes in Bitcoin to do something like this. I would like to see the United States do something like this. I think it'd be great for the price of Bitcoin, but it would also make a lot of people want to get into Bitcoin, because after a couple of years of holding, you don't have to pay any type of capital gain taxes. So this is something that I think would be great if we saw it happen in other countries around the world and not just in Czech. But that's all I have for today's video. I have a clip here that I want to share with you guys. Make sure to check it out. Make sure to like and subscribe. We have new content coming out every single day. Trying to keep you guys up to date as best as we can, providing value every day. That's what we're trying to do. So let's go ahead and check out this clip here, and thank you for watching all the way to the end.
Look at the failure of fiat currencies. They don't gradually fail. They fail spectacularly. And this is the premise behind the 1 million Bitcoin call, that it's not going to be a gradual, slow increase to $1 million a coin, but rather a very short and violent upheaval that sends us there in a matter of months, weeks to months. And if you look at the hyper Bitcoinization landscape, what you do see is more and more countries coming out and mining Bitcoin. Bhutan, I think, is the clearest example of this. They have close to $1 trillion now in Bitcoin holdings from mining over the past 4 to 5 years. So if this is not an indication that hyper-Bitcoinization is coming, I'm not really sure what is. But countries that have excess energy, they can tap into that now and convert that into money and use that money for financing lots of different things. I believe we're also on the verge of countries issuing debt, sovereign debt, to buy Bitcoin. So the Bitcoin bond program, it is going to come simply because the MicroStrategy model has illustrated that this works, and it works very well. And it's just simply a matter of time before a country pulls that trigger and unleashes a torrent of sovereign debt to acquire Bitcoin.